Gray Zone, Prince. This is, the Gray Zone is an international open space for children to share their feelings and showcase their culture and creativity as a means to bridge racial gaps. So today we are privileged to host you, and we just want to have you tell us about yourself and who is Prince?
Well, my name is Prince Musana. I'm half Ugandan and half Ghanaian. I was born in Guam, which is a territory of the United States. So I had American citizenship, or have American citizenship. When I was around 5 years old, my family and I moved to the UK, and I lived over there up until age of 18, and then I got a scholarship to go to Berea College in Kentucky, so I decided to move and take that scholarship. So now I currently go to school in Berea, Kentucky, where I am a student athlete.
Awesome, that's great to know. So, like, as in your introduction, you told us you were admitted to college on an academic scholarship. What was that like? Like, what's the feeling?
Well, I had felt like my parents were more excited for me than I was, because I was kind of like, oh well, because how it happened was I did entry exams, and then I did tests, and then had to do a statement. So it was a long process. And then I remember I hadn't heard from anyone in a while, and then my dad and I had emailed the school to ask like about it, and then they said just wait a bit more time. And during this time I was doing my exams in the UK, basically for universities in the UK. So I had my list of universities in the UK that I was already going to go to, where then my dad said just apply for this, it's like, you could get in. So I was like all right, I'll apply. But I had already thought, okay, I'm going to go to college in the UK. Like, I already kind of knew where I was going. And then so it was during my exam week, and then I was going on my email, and I was basically putting in my firm choice for my UK university. And then when I saw my email, I just saw like the little thing like that, like when you hadn't opened the email yet, and you just see like a couple words, and it said, oh, congratulations, you've been accepted. And I showed my parents, and then they were like, wow. So they were happy because they didn't have to pay anything.
Oh, that's a good feeling.
That's really why I was like, I'll go. Because one, it's like a new experience, and plus then they don't have the burden of having like to help me out and pay for some of these loans, or but I was excited to be able to go to America and like just kind of get a different outlook, and it's opportunities that people would like want to have. So let me take it.
It's true. Yeah. So when you say your parents were more excited than you, I get the feeling, because as a parent, I know how it would feel to have to channel that college tuition onto something else, like get you something else that you've wished to have. So yeah, scholarships are really amazing, and that's why people need to give their academics more time, and because it pays off at some point. Yes. So you mentioned being a college athlete right now. So how are you, and even being able to get into college on an academic scholarship, so how are you able to balance academics and sports?
Well, I would say it's something that I've been doing since I was like 14, 15. And it kept me out of a lot of trouble, because it was like I was either going to basketball or I was really kind of doing my work. And less amount of time
Yes.
means that like you have to concentrate with
Yes.
what you're doing, and you have to do it effectively. So in a way, being a student athlete, yeah. So it's a hard task, but you just have to kind of allocate your time effectively and say, okay, now I'm playing basketball at this time. Then after this, I have work to do, and then you might also it's like also going out to. So like sometimes I find myself I might be doing an assignment in the car while we're going somewhere, but like I rather that when my time is being allocated in different places because it keeps me out of trouble.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you said that because some people are like, you know what, I'm gonna just choose one thing because I can't juggle everything.
Yeah.
But then in real life, that's how things are. Like you have everything thrown at you, and it's up to you to balance your time. So being an athlete kind of helps you learn at an early age how to balance your time and work things out. So, Prince, I will go ahead and ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself how would you rate yourself? How proficient are you at basketball? Like you said, you play basketball, so where are you at?
I would give myself like a 7.
Okay.
I would say now that we're in the off season, it's like
Yeah.
I have time to get my body right and
Yes.
like just get my skills right. So there's a lot of work that has to be done, but yeah, it's hard to kind of rank yourself when you're playing because there's so many different parts and such to your game. But
Yes.
yeah, I'll just put myself there. You don't want to rank yourself too high, or if anything, us athletes rank ourselves
Too low.
too low sometimes, and other people say, "Nah, he was this and he was this." So,
But a 7 is good. Then that means you're really good. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah.
that's a hard question, but I would say so. I have like 4 years. 4 years to like the end of college.
Yeah.
I think by the fifth,
Yes.
I would be trying to work my way into a career in banking and finance. So whether that's trying to get some help from my uncles or aunties to see where I can fit. And I know people have asked me the question of, oh, are you gonna move back to London after, or are you this? And I really don't know because I didn't even think I would be out here right now. So
Yeah.
I thought I'd still be in London. So
Okay. So do you think you're gonna like pursue the basketball too alongside whatever career line you choose, or?
for me, it's kind of like whatever happens will happen because I know when I chose to go to my sixth form instead of like a basketball place in the UK, because in the UK it's really you're either gonna play sports or you're gonna have your academics. So because it's the football culture where it's like grades don't really matter to them because you can go professional from when you're like 15. So the education gets kind of lost. So with me, I kind of said, what will I be more content with and at peace with if I let the sports go or kind of let my academics go? And I said, with all my parents' sacrifices, there's no chance I'm gonna let my academics go, especially since it's like my academics and my sports were basic. Like I was as good in my academics as I was in my sport. So it's like I said, I should really pursue the academic route, and I did. And it just so happens that I got the scholarship to go to America, and I was able to get on the team. So it's like it worked out in the end. It's like even though I thought, okay, I might not pursue it as hard, I was still always practicing every day. And when I got there, the opportunity presented itself, and I went after the opportunity, calling the coach, telling him I need my tryout, talking to the players on the team, and I ended up getting on there, and there's still stuff going on now, but like I'm glad that
You
I
did it.
yeah and I got the opportunity to play in
Yes.
America, which is what a lot of people who took the sports route when
Yeah.
I was taking my academic route, and
Yeah.
they're looking at me and saying, I want to do the same thing that you did. So I'm glad I didn't have to sacrifice my education to be able to do it. So
That's awesome. That's awesome, at least because now you're getting both things
Yeah.
at the same time. So what would you say is your biggest weakness?
in my sport,
Yeah, let's say.
I would say as basketball athletes, it's always we go through so many injuries because we're jumping, we're running, we're diving. I say my biggest has always been my knees and it's because I grew quickly, and it's like my bones and stuff didn't have like time. It was a whole bunch of things that I've dealt with, but being at Berea, it's like it's stuff I've been working on. So like going to the gym like regularly, like, and now that it's the off season, I can do it more frequently. So even though it's been that, now it's like the time they have to say, okay, if I don't do it now, then when am I gonna do it? So I try not to let it get in my way, but yeah, the injuries are always what like nearly every athlete's weakness, especially in basketball. You see some bad ones all the time. So
Awesome. It's really amazing hearing your story and how you're able to achieve all this. And so, what would your advice to the other youth out there be? There's, like I said, there's youth out there that are like, you know what, I'm not going to do the sports because then it's going to affect my academics, and the other is like, I'm not good in class, so I'm just going to settle for the sports. What would your advice be? That's your last word.
I would say it's better for you to leave all avenues open, because for me, I would have beat myself up if I said, okay, I'm just going to focus on this, I'm letting this go, and then opportunities present themselves, but I'm just not ready for it. But at the end of the day, you should really kind of do what you're comfortable with after you've actually explored the option, because you won't know. You have to kind of see how you can balance it. Sometimes it is impossible for certain people to balance it like that efficiently. Because I know one of my friends he was the smartest guy that I know, and he played basketball with me, but he kind of let it go due to injuries and for his academics. But he's really fine with that because he's excelling in the academic route, and he's at a good university. He's gonna go into like the same kind of sector that I'm going into. So I do feel like your path is your path, but you should kind of explore certain options and see if something is for you, because certain times I even thought, I shouldn't have gone this route, I shouldn't have let this go, and it's really down to you. You don't want to beat yourself up over this and be one of those people that talks about, oh, if I had just carried on playing, if I had just done this and just done this. So I'd say, just leave things open, but you have to also be ready for it and be ready mentally for it, because there's a lot of stress that does come with this. So many times I've been in the gym and I've just kicked the basketball, I've just hit something and said like, so because sometimes you'll get in that stage where it's like, say you might have got a bad grade and then you go to play, you're missing shots you usually make, then you might feel like everything's just crashing down. At this moment you're like, I'm not good at anything, and I'm not this, I'm not that. So you have to be mentally prepared to do it, and I guess also have like some good people around you to support you. Because even for me right now, like all my friends who I play with and who are freshmen with me Like we'll do our work, like we'll play, and then we'll ask each other, do you have this work, or do you know how to do this? So it's like also having people around you that are in similar situations, that know how it is, who know that okay, we're gonna play now, but then we'll go to the library together, which is what my friends and I did the first semester. We'll play basketball till however late. Then right after that, we'll go to the library till 12 at night, do our work, and go to our rooms and do the same thing the next day. So I would say you have to be prepared for that route, but explore all options. You'll be more at peace with yourself once you do.
That's great advice. Thank you so much, Prince. And we'll look forward to seeing how far this takes you and how great you're going to get with it. And to the rest of the kids out there, yes, Prince is advising us, let's explore our explore the opportunities, and also be ready, like check yourself, know what you are able to do by trying it out. Yes, so thank you so much.